Hey everyone, thank you for joining me on another Brooklyn Baritone podcast on this wonderful day. But whatever part of the day that you choose to join me, morning, afternoon, evening, late at night, nighttime, it doesn't matter. I appreciate the likes, the looks, the listens. But of course, I'd appreciate you hitting that subscribe and notification bell on my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone. Of course, do that if you want to. No pressure here. I enjoy your company. Getting right into it. Have you guys ever heard of Google VO3? It's the latest advancement in AI video creation. Now we can have professional looking images and videos in minutes and seconds, which would have taken a regular person months, days, weeks, maybe even years to make something. Another thing, do you guys remember when companies were able to make record profits and the market was booming because they were able to pivot and cut costs in unimaginable ways? Companies make more money, better for everyone, right? Another thing to think about of where we're at in advancement. At one time, we would have to wait 12 whole weeks to raise a chicken to turn it into a chicken dinner. Now we can do that at half the time. So we get more food, faster chicken, faster livestock. All this stuff is fantastic. See, I'm not talking about all these things, these quick little facts to glorify the pinnacle of human advancement. This is to identify our consistent, ridiculous race to the bottom by always devaluing who we are. How so? These sound like fantastic things anyone would want. Well, let's start with Google VO, just as a quick example. You see, Google VO3 is not the first or only AI content creation tool, but it's okay to use it as a tool. See, but our desire to constantly have things delivered faster and cheaper will always and inevitably fade out any appreciation of any human skill, creativity, or talent. This devalues people. Now, the whole thing about making record profit for companies I talked about a little while ago, well, the way that they were able to do that was to exploit a larger, cheaper workforce. This, in turn, displaced American jobs and American workers' positions overseas. This directly impacted the average American's earning potential. So companies made big money, record profits, but it destroyed livelihoods, townships, and even cities. This devalues people. Now, raising livestock in record time, it could only be made possible by modifying the biological makeup of animals, chicken from 12 weeks to 6 weeks to chicken dinner, breeding them in unsanitary conditions while feeding them things that their systems should not be ingesting consistently. Hence why their digestive systems would react negatively and create things like E. coli. That's why we have E. coli outbreaks. This is the main reason why. So this means, in turn, on a back end, we are consuming all this biological modifying, the unsanitary conditions, and the wrong type of feed. These are things that we are getting in our systems. Plus, many times we eat things with the blood still in it. We're not supposed to be doing that. This devalues people. Unfortunately, we always seem to allow pride to get the better of us. Now, money, just like AI, is supposed to be as a tool specifically for a tool to help enhance, not replace what we are or our values or what we can do. Money is a justification to do many unethical things, but the love of money comes from pride. All transgression, sin, mainly sins, come from pride. We always feel that we can do things better than what Yahuwah Almighty has already put down here for us to do. That's one of the biggest problems. That's the pride thing. We could do better than what Yah. He instilled values. Just to understand his commands in the book. It's a long history book of receipts, documentation from different people of our relationship with him, how he reacted to us, and is a guideline for us now in the future from when these were written. But see, pride is also responsible for why we have so much religions, so much spiritual confusion, and so much ethical confusion. So this is part of the reason why we can't clearly identify who Yah is. If we can't identify our Father, where we come from, this is where our identity ultimately comes from, then we can't identify his value and his purpose for us. Then we place our value and purpose in something totally different, something that we created to be a tool to help us in these systems and structures. We now look at that as the thing, as the bottom line. If it ain't making dollars, it ain't making sense. Unfortunately, we all have to take that step to get a relationship with Yah. Can it happen overnight? Technically, it can, but realistically, no, it's not. Because so much of us are broken, so much of us are confused, so much of us would rather make a buck than to help their fellow man. Keep your eyes on y'all. We may not be able to change the world overall, but we can change ourselves. We can change how we value ourselves and how we value everyone else. Want to keep it nice and short. Thank you guys for watching. You can watch more of my content on my website, brooklynbaritone.com. I even got merch over there. You can check that out if you want to. I have more of my video content on my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone. I am also on TikTok, on Instagram, Facebook. You can hear the audio versions of these podcasts on Google, Amazon, and Apple. I air on local Brooklyn cable television 4 times a week. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, 12 a.m., 2 p.m. on Verizon, Optimum, RCN, and Spectrum. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate your company. You'll hear from me in the future. Be blessed. Walk good.